Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be doing some AI Dungeon 2. This is Ultimate Volition, the show where you guys are able to submit your characters to face off in superpowered death battles. In this video, I'm going to be playing as Mio, a fan character submitted on the Discord, facing off against Topsoil, another fan character submitted on the Discord. And no matter who wins this battle, I will be doing a part 2 where I play as Topsoil and face off against Mio. Now, without further ado, let me explain a little bit about what Ultimate Volition is. Ultimate Volition is a superpowered death battle in which both opponents have 3 abilities. An offensive power, which is used to deal damage, a defensive power, which is used to protect yourself from taking damage, and a trump card ability that is used in order to get yourself out of a sticky situation. The winner gets a wish, and they can pretty much wish for whatever they want. So without further ado, let me read this text blurb that's on screen, then start up the 30-minute timer, and then start up the battle. You are Mio. Your claws can transform into weapons. You can manipulate dirt to create barriers, and you can summon the undead to assist you in battles. You want to win the Ultimate Volition Tournament to wish for an end to world hunger. You look like a small girl with fox ears, a fox tail, a traditional Japanese kimono, and a pin in your hair. You are facing off against Topsoil in the Ultimate Volition Tournament. Topsoil can summon walls of earth to protect from large direct attacks. Topsoil looks like a human golem hybrid with stone horns on his forehead. Topsoil can summon 3 earth shard projectiles at a time and fire them one at a time at enemies. Topsoil can summon and command a large, durable, powerful, and slow-moving stone warrior. Topsoil wants to win the Ultimate Volition Tournament so that he can wish to become the strongest fighter in the multiverse. You and Topsoil have entered the Ultimate Volition arena and assumed battle stances. The announcer strikes a large gong and says, "Let the battle begin." You've been fighting against Topsoil for what feels like hours, but must have only been about 20 minutes. You've both taken the full duration of the time to figure out each other's attacks and patterns, so that now neither one of you has an advantage over the other. Now that I've finished reading over that text, let's start up the timer and see if I can defeat Topsoil as Mio in 30 minutes or less. And remember, if you guys want to see the reverse of this, make sure you check out the other Ultimate Volition episode that I'm going to release today, where I play as Topsoil. So let's see. So I have the ability to create dirt barriers, summon the undead, and transform my claws into weapons. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to transform my claws into machine guns and try to mow down Topsoil with a barrage of bullets. Yeah, so the ability to turn your claws into weapons is really interesting because I'm like, well, you didn't really restrain what kind of weapons I can turn my claws into. So if I can just make them guns, then I just have guns, and guns are pretty good. So let's go with that. You attempt to transform your claws into machine guns and open fire at Topsoil, but he blocks your attack with a wall of earth. The bullets bounce off the barrier and shoot back at you. You get hit several times in the face, causing you to fall to the floor. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, yeah, that didn't work. You attempt to quickly recover and get back onto your feet. You want to get up and get back to your senses as fast as you can so that you can transform your claws into bazookas and attempt to blow Topsoil away with a barrage of bazooka missiles. You believe that Topsoil's barriers aren't strong enough to reflect missile attacks. Did I forget to put a apostrophe? Did I say Topsoil's plural? I forgot to put an apostrophe. Got me typing quickly, trying to get into the action. But yeah, if a machine gun doesn't work, then a bazooka might. It's just you and me, Mio. You hear the voice of Topsoil boom throughout the arena. Okay, cool. So, I don't know. That wasn't enough. Like, that was nice, but that's not enough. I tried to get up and turn my claws into bazookas. Let's do it. Let's do a little bit more. I'm gonna hit enter. I'm not gonna retry, but I want to see it continue. It's been an honor fighting such a worthy opponent, but the time has come to finish this fight. You attempt to get up, but you feel a wave of nausea hit you like a truck. You fall back down to the floor and try to steady your breathing. You realize that your body might be going into shock due to the fact that you've been shot multiple times in the face by ricocheted machine gun fire. Let's see. That is a legitimate issue for sure. Maybe I need to not get up for now, if I can help it, and see if I can, like, beat him while lying down on the ground. Let's see. You attempt to slowly sit up, transform your claws into bazookas, and to fire bazooka missiles at Topsoil. Yeah, I shouldn't try to, like, quickly raise up onto my feet. I probably don't have the ability to do that right now. And it sucks that the machine gun fire thing has, like, really crippled me. I'm not going out like this, you mutter to yourself as you attempt to slowly but surely get up. You feel the room begin to spin, and you fall back down to the floor. Just need a second to catch my breath. I'm supposed to be like a little fox girl or whatever. How do you do a voice like that? I'm not going out like this. I just need a second to catch my breath. That's so weird. Okay, so I'm really out of it. Okay. You attempt to summon a group of undead warriors to guard you as you take a moment to catch your breath. Yeah, so this is, like, a really interesting situation, because to be honest, all Topsoil had to do was lift up that wall, and I was kind of done. I'm like, and the bullets didn't just come back and hit me, they came back and hit me in the head, and I'm like a little girl. This is really weird. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't just die. The game could have been like, yeah, the bullets ricochet off, hit you in the head, and your, like, brain exploded or some shit. You manage to get back up and summon a small group of undead warriors to protect you. They block any bullets or other projectiles that come flying your way. You try to steady yourself as you attempt to turn your claws into bazooka tubes. Okay, ballin'. Let's see. You can change it from bullets to projectiles. Because Topsoil doesn't have any guns. The only reason I got hit with bullets is because I was hit by my own bullets. So I'm glad that the undead warriors are able to protect me. Let's just hit enter. Let's let that ride. So the undead warriors are doing good. They're kind of acting as, like, human shields from Topsoil's attacks. I imagine Topsoil is shooting, like, his earth projectiles because he summons 3 at a time, but he can only shoot them 1 at a time. So the undead warriors are taking, like, the brunt force of these earth projectiles while I'm trying to get my, like, bazooka claws ready. Let's end this Topsoil. Sorry. Let's end this Topsoil! You scream as you attempt to fire your bazookas. You manage to fire your bazookas and land a few direct hits on his stone golem. Oh, wait, did he summon the big boy? One of his powers is that he can summon, like, a giant stone warrior. Yeah. And land a few direct hits on his stone... Yeah, so he must have summoned his big dude. Yikes. Okay. You command your undead warriors to to swarm and devour Topsoil. You want to try and take Topsoil down before he can command his giant stone warrior to attack you. Yeah, because if he's already pulled out his big gun, then I'm in danger. So this is going to be interesting for sure. Your undead warriors swarm all over Topsoil, attempting to rip him to pieces. Topsoil attempts to defend himself with earth armor, but it's no use. He's overwhelmed and pulled to the floor, where your undead claw at him and rip his flesh. Nice. Okay. You laugh maniacally. You take a moment to, I guess to try and remove any bullets that are lodged in your skull. I should say, to try and carefully remove any bullets that are lodged in your skull. It's interesting that I can like get hit in the skull with bullets and not die. I know that it's possible to get hit in the face with bullets and not die, but it's impressive to get hit in the face with multiple ricocheted machine gun bullets, and I'm just kinda woozy for the most part. You laugh maniacally as you look over the bloody scene in front of you. I've done it! I've won! You declare to yourself. Your laughing is interrupted when you feel a massive sharp object go through your skull. Huh? What? Wait. I'm sorry. A massive sharp object go through my skull. Is Topsoil still alive? You try to figure out what massive sharp object was just shot into your skull and who shot the object. Yeah, because that's kinda crazy. So did Topsoil get swarmed by like my undead minions who begin to like rip at his flesh, but then he still just shoots a projectile like straight at my head? It seems like I might have prematurely started celebrating my victory. You attempt to get up, but you're too dizzy and fall down again. The scene in front of you becomes blurry as you realize that you've been shot right in the head. You fumble around with your hand and realize that there are shards of your skull in your brain pan. Hold on. What do you mean by brain pan? Just say like shards of your skull in your brain. Goodness. That's actually crazy. Let's see. You try to see if your undead warriors have defeated Topsoil, or if Topsoil has somehow overpowered your undead warriors and shot you in the face. Yeah, because I'm very curious like how I got shot in the face. It could have been Topsoil and his projectiles, that makes sense, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm curious if this large stone golem can shoot stuff, because I honestly don't know the answer to that question. Someone shot me in the face, though, when I thought I had won. You try to get up, but as you do, you realize the back of your head has been blown off and that your brain is spilling out. You continue laughing maniacally despite your fatal wound. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the game's like you're too dead to learn anything. So I'm trying to figure out if I got shot in the head by Topsoil. I must have, I imagine. You attempt to look behind you to see if you were shot in the head by one of Topsoil's earth projectiles. Yeah, because I think what's wild about it is that, like, it's not described the projectile, so it almost makes me feel like I laughed maniacally with my eyes closed like this, And then while my eyes were closed, you just feel something hit you in the head, and your eyes open wide as it burst out the back of your head, and you just like fall to the ground. And then you're trying to understand what happens, but every time you try to like perceive what's going on, you like start to like fade out and like fade back again. And you look at your hand and you feel like skull fragments and like brain matter in your hand, and you're a little fox girl. So the imagery is like really gory and really weird. You attempt to look behind you, but you realize you've fallen over and your vision is fading to black. What? What happened? Am I dying? You gurgle as blood spills out of your mouth and spasms rack your body. Oh my gosh. She was not ready for it, dude. She is not ready for it at all. You attempt to beckon your undead warriors to come to you and to transform you into an undead zombie. You don't want to die. You hope that you can live on as a zombie and still win the ultimate Volition Tournament. Yeah, so Mio doesn't have any healing abilities, but this is the closest thing I could think of. In order to try and avoid death, I need to be like turned. Like I need my undead warriors to make me a zombie. You gurgle some more blood and feel your life force leave your body. Your undead warriors are unable to save you and you die instantly. You have failed. Oh my gosh. We tried, dude. We were out here. 15 minutes? It's only been half the time. Hit up that retry, fam. It's too early to die. Excuse me. You attempt to will yourself to life again, but you're too far gone, and your body has gone cold. You laugh one last time, but it comes out as a gurgle as you choke on your own blood. I feel that sad piano. It's hidden. Hit up that retry. You try to make a beckoning motion, but you can't even do that. Instead, blood spills out of your mouth and you continue to have spasms. Ugh. What's going on here? Is he dead? I like the concept of like, you're still like, did he die? Did I win? I don't know kind of thing. So for this one, I'm like not dead, but I just failed to beckon the undead warriors, which is a problem because I really, really need to not die. So I'm going to attempt to psychically command the undead warriors to come turn you into a zombie so that you can live on as a zombie and win the ultimate Volition Tournament. Gosh, I'm still thinking about the concept of like your opponents being ripped to shreds by undead warriors, and their last action before they're torn apart is to summon like 3 earth projectiles in midair while their flesh is like still being ripped away from them. And because they're like half golem, half human, you see like dirt get ripped off the shoulder and then flesh ripped off the other arm. And then they fire just one of the earth projectiles so precisely as you're maniacally laughing that it just goes out the back. Where essentially Topsoil's like, if I'm going, so are you, kind of thing. Like, I'm not going out so easily. Let's see. You continue to bleed out of your mouth and convulse on the ground. The world has gone black and silent. Dang it. I attempted to psychically command the undead warriors, but the game's like, you're too far gone. You're like extra far gone. Gosh. You try to resist death. You know that if you let your spirit leave your body, that it's all over. You attempt to use your willpower to stay alive. Come on. we need like a hard anime moment in order to like pull through. You continue to fade in and out of consciousness as your body experiences convulsions. You start to get a grasp of your situation. You're dying. You're not going to win this round. You hear a voice tauntingly say. Oh, well then I wouldn't have said that. It would be like Topsoil. You are not going to win this round. You hear a voice tauntingly say. Wait, hold up, tauntingly. You are not going to win this round. You are surprised that Topsoil is somehow still alive. You were sure that your undead warriors would have finished tearing him to shreds by now. You attempt to look and see what condition Topsoil is in. I just want to know like how Topsoil's looking. Like how badly beat up is he? He was supposed to be ripped to shreds by my undead warriors. But apparently they didn't do as much as I thought. You stare at the field in front of you, but it is empty. You don't know where Topsoil is. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? You hear a voice say. The voice sounds like it's directly behind you. You struggle as you attempt to say, Topsoil? Is that you? Yeah, like, because it says you're in a field, and I can't tell if it's like the Ultimate Volition arena is like an open field, or if it's trying to say like, you're in the afterlife or something. You turn your body around to see who the voice belongs to. As you turn around, you see a severed, bloody head laying on the ground. What? You check to see if the bloody head is Topsoil's head. It'd be crazy if Topsoil's been decapitated, but because he's like half human, half golem, he can like still talk. As you look at the bloody head, it begins to look less like a head and more like a badly crafted mask with 2 holes in the place of eyes, an oblong-shaped mouth and a nose. The mask is the size of a human head and made out of paper mache. You are confused by what you see. You wonder if you have died and passed on into the afterlife. Yeah, because this is trippy, to be honest. Have we ever died in an Ultimate Volition episode and gone to the afterlife? Excuse me. Tap, tap, tap. You hear a knocking sound. You wonder where it is coming from. Talon. Talon, are you in there? You hear a muffled voice ask from beyond the door. The door begins to open. You are shocked that there is a door in an open field. You don't understand what's happening. You can't tell if you are in some kind of like death dream, in limbo, in heaven, or in hell. Yeah, this is actually like a really interesting scenario. I want to try and see if I can come back to life or something. Or at least just figure out, like, where I am. Talon, the fight is over. You are victorious. The Empire has been defeated. You hear these words and you cannot believe them. The Empire was your life, your whole life, everything that you are, everything that you were, everything that you ever will be, was dedicated to it. What? Hold on, this is really weird. Wait, the fight is over. I was victorious. The Empire's been defeated. But then the story is like, but you love the Empire. You think that you might have died and been reincarnated as an enemy of the Empire. You look down at yourself and try to see if you look different from how you did before. Yeah, because that's actually an interesting concept. You were like an ally of the Empire. You were fighting in the Ultimate Volition Tournament because you wanted to end world hunger, and then you die in the tournament, but you reincarnate as a warrior of the rebels, and you take down the Empire that you loved. You look down at your hands, but you can't see them. It's as if someone has draped white fabric over the lower half of your body. You reach out with your hands to touch something, but no matter how far you extend your arms, you can't seem to touch anything. Oh. You realize that you're a ghost, and that you must be, seeing the future. You are surprised to hear that the Empire has fallen. You wish you could come back to life to win the Ultimate Volition Tournament and save the Empire. That's actually an interesting concept. You die, learn that the world that you fought for, the empire that you believed in, has been taken down by some mysterious warrior named Talon. And then you're I hate this Talon. I hate whoever this warrior is. I died and now everything's been turned topsy-turvy. But if I could come back, if I could win the Ultimate Volition Tournament and get that one wish, I could fix everything, kind of thing. Originally you were just fighting to end world hunger. Now you're I need to save the Empire that was lost. Come on, Talon, we gotta go, you hear a voice say in the distance. It sounds like it is coming from a faraway land. We'll get you new eyes and ears, and you'll be able to see and hear everything that you need to. What? You are confused. You can't tell if... You are confused. You look around to see who Talon is. Yeah, because this sounds really weird. Because I'm clearly a ghost. It's your lower half of your body just looks like a white cloth. You can't touch anything. I'm a ghost. You see a large group of people approach your location. You think that one of them might be Talon, but you can't be sure. They are far away. Is that them? You hear the driver of the cart ask out loud. Yes, it is. You are incredibly upset that this Talon person has destroyed your precious empire. You attempt to possess Talon's body and to use his body as a vessel to bring back the empire and to destroy the rebel resistance. Yeah, so you're a little fox girl that was super loyal to the Empire until you died in the Ultimate Volition Tournament, and you became a ghost, and you appeared in a future where the Empire was destroyed, and then you see the person who was responsible for the Empire's destruction, and you decide that you're going to then possess them and use them as a force for like saving the Empire. You stare at Talon, willing his body to move, but nothing happens. You try to force him to turn around and face you, but nothing happens. Hey, I think that's them, the person next to Talon says. You are frustrated that you are unable to possess Talon. You feel like hope is lost. The Empire is lost. You lost the Ultimate Volition Tournament. You wander you wander this future world as a ghost and try to figure out if world hunger was ever solved. Yeah, because it's one thing to be a ghost and it's another thing to be a ghost in the future. So maybe I can like float around and learn that like, oh, well, everything worked out after all because they like solved world hunger or something. Hey, look, it's them. You hear a voice scream out. It's them, the winners of the Ultimate Volition television tournament, you hear someone say. Citizens, please move out of the way, you hear another voice yell out. You are depressed when you hear the people mention the Ultimate Volition Tournament. You are curious if Topsoil is one of the winners that the group of people is referring to. You look at the group of winners to see if Topsoil is among them. Yeah, because I guess if I died and I'm a ghost, Topsoil must have won and then become one of the greatest fighters in the multiverse. So I'd be interested in seeing like how different Topsoil would be. You see the group of people. My apologies on the yawn. Oh no, the yawn slowed me down. It prevented me from reading it. Let me read that last blurb. You see the group of people walking towards a large gate. Behind the gate is what appears to be a city made of pure gold. You see a woman standing next to the gate. She appears to be talking to one of the people in the group of people. So that didn't tell us anything. So yeah, that ending was really weird, but the fight itself was surely interesting. I do like Mio's ability to turn her claws into weapons, but sadly I didn't use them to the best of my ability. I ended up actually hurting myself more than actually hurting my opponent with my powers, which sucks. I should have tried to do something that would get around my opponent's defenses, but instead I decided to try and do something like really flashy in the hopes that it would give me an advantage. Excuse me. I don't know, I keep burping. My apologies on that. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was fairly interesting. I like that it kind of helped to flesh out the character further. Also, I just realized there are weird things that I didn't think about. Like how there's like a door in the middle of like an open field. What was that about? Because at first I was like, oh, there are probably all these like trippy things happening because I'm like in the afterlife or in limbo or something. But once I ascertained that like, well, maybe I'm like in the future as like a ghost, then like I kind of ignored the door. But it actually is more likely that I'm essentially just dying, and this is just like the last dream I had before I died. But I do really like the concept of being a ghost, and you can't really do anything. You're just kind of like observing the world, and you see a future that like is shitty to you because it's like entirely topsy-turvy from everything that you believed in, but it doesn't seem like a bad future. You know, like the people that you see are all like, yay, the Empire's been destroyed, Talon, you help like save everybody. But then your perception of it is like, oh no, the Empire, not my Empire kind of thing. And I'm glad that like the Ultimate Volition Tournament like still is going on in this future. This could be you essentially dying, and as you're like dying away, you're hearing the announcers like talk about the tournament. And then maybe there's like another fighter who's fighting while you're like slowly like dying, and their name's Talon. So they're yelling like, Talon, he just defeated da he wished for like the Empire to go away or whatever. Like who knows? But I do think this is interesting. Definitely post your theories about like whatever this ending was in the comment section below and on our Discord, and make sure that you send suggestions for future Ultimate Volition fighters in the comment section below and on our Discord, and send me scenario suggestions that I can speedrun in 30 minutes or less that have defined goals. But thank you all once again for tuning in. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring the notification bell so you be notified whenever we do these videos. I do daily AI Dungeon 2 content. Stay tuned, because the next AI Dungeon 2 video is going to be another Ultimate Volition battle, but this time I will be playing as Topsoil and facing off against Mio. Anyways, thank you all once again for tuning in. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the One Only, logging out. Peace, guys. Chicka da gawa. Chicka da bow.